Hi guys, welcome back to my channel or whatever. I just wanted to talk about my birth story. My Ava's 1 year old now, and I just want to talk about my experience and how my birthing experience was. So Ava was born last year June. I'm a first time mother, so no one really tells you what to expect when the baby's coming, and I didn't know what to expect when my baby was coming. So early hours of the morning, I felt I had loads of cramps, and I felt like I just needed to use the toilet. So I used the toilet quite a few times and relieved myself and went back to bed. So then it kept on happening. I think it happened, I woke up like 2-3 times out of bed to use the toilet, and then I went back to sleep, and I could just feel like cramping and stuff like that. And I messaged my friend, my really close friend, my best friend, and I said to her, I feel like I'm getting Braxton Hicks. She was like, no, you're not getting Braxton Hicks. That's like way before your water breaks, obviously. And at these times I was due to have my baby. So she was like, no, you're not having Braxton Hicks. I think the baby's coming. I said, no, it's okay. She was like, should I come down? Obviously, I am an hour away from her. So I was like, should I come back? Should I come down? I was like, no, it's fine. I'm just going to call the midwife and see what they say. Call the midwife. They was like they don't, are you having contractions? How far apart are they? I was like, well, I'm not feeling any pains, anything like that. She's like, okay, well, you're fine. You can come to the hospital if you want to. You're like 5 minutes away, so you can come if you want to, but you should be fine to stay at home for a few more hours. So I stayed home. I was at home, and then I was like, no, my pains were still hurting, and I was really unsure. So then I called them again, and then she was like, how are your contractions apart again? And she was like, of course you're fine to come to the hospital, it's up to you. I said, yeah, I'm coming to the hospital. I went to the hospital. I walked in by myself, and then I went to one of the midwives. I went to the room. I wanted to have a water birth, and unfortunately I didn't get to have my water birth because of how quickly my baby came. I went into the maternity ward, and then they took me into one of the rooms, and one of the midwives gave me a sweep. So after she gave me a sweep, she was like, well, you're nice and immune dilated, I think she said. And she was like, the baby's not coming anywhere anytime soon. Go home for a little bit, or you can stay here and then, you know, just wait for the baby to come. I was like, okay, I'll just go home and just, you know, just see what happens. These times my best friend was literally waiting outside the hospital for me. But how quickly she got to the hospital was ridiculous. Like, by the time I left that ward and I came outside into the car park, she was there. I was like, how did you get here so quickly? It was crazy. So then anyways, we left and went back to the house. And I was in pain. Oh my gosh, I was in pain for like a good 2-3 hours. And then she was there counting. She was there counting the time my contractions were. And she was kept on telling me, tell me when you're having a contraction. Tell me. I was like, I can't tell you right now when I'm having contractions. I'm just in pain. She's like, oh, okay. Oh my God. It's the worst pain. It's like you having your period and it's heightened. Like, the pain's ridiculous anyways. So then I was like, I can't tell you when I'm having it, I'm just having pains. And so then I think just from gauging how like I was like literally clenching, and then my breathing, she could hear the way I was breathing. She clocked that obviously my contractions were getting closer. So then we drove back to the hospital, got my bag again, drove back to the hospital, was walking into the hospital room. I'm on the bed on all fours, right? My best friend's there on the side of me, just like looking at my bags and stuff. The nurse is in the midwife is in the room with me. And I'm like to her, I'm on all fours and I'm screaming. I was like, I think I need to poo. literally screaming, yeah. And my best friend standing next to me. She's like, don't make me laugh right now. I'm thinking, you think I'm trying to make you laugh right now? I was like, I think I need to pick. Then the woman was like, do you want to go to the toilet then? I was like, no, I don't need to go to the toilet. I went to the toilet area this morning. I don't need to go to the toilet again. I was so vexed. And then obviously these times I was wearing like just normal clothing. I went there in jeans. Don't ask me why. Bruh. I went to the hospital in jeans, so these times I stripped off my jeans. I was like, I think she's coming. And then I think during that space of me screaming, I think she's coming, obviously I couldn't have my water birth because they needed to warm the water, like, I don't know, half an hour before the baby was due to come. I'm back now, I was like, I think she's coming. Then the nurse is like, to my mate, she's like, can you call the nurses? And she was like, how do I do that? And she was like, press the bell. So she's pressing the bell, she's pressing the bell. And then the nurses are like, what's going on? They said she was nice at Miss Daly. They've whooped in now. They've seen like my baby's head is literally hanging out of me. They're like, oh my God, we thought she was nice at Miss Daly. So these times I'm on my back and like, when I said, I think she's coming, her head was out. And then as they rushed into the room, I pushed her out again, and then she came out. And then when she did come out, she tore me so badly. I don't even know where to. She didn't go right to my A side. She didn't go all the way there, but she tore me so badly that they had to re-stitch me up. And it was like, in the beginning I thought, oh, I had a really nice birthing experience. She came out within just like that in 2 hours, and then like I went to the hospital and I pushed that twice and she came out. But thinking about it, it wasn't actually the greatest. Like, I didn't need to tear the amount that I tore. I didn't need to lose so much blood the amount that I lost. Do you get me? And it's like, this is what it goes back to when we say how but in the end, my baby came out perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong with her. I was healed. I took a good 6 to 8 weeks to heal after they sewed me back up. Obviously, down there has never been the same again. But as I was saying, this goes back to us saying how us ethnic minorities are not treated well are not treated well, full stop. But also when we're giving birth, where they feel like with our expressions we over exaggerate situations. I'm not saying all experiences are obviously the case, but I feel like sometimes we're overlooked. I feel like in the same breath, I wasn't listened to when I was giving birth. Like, the lady was not listening to me to say that I feel like she's coming. Like, I feel like I need to use the poo. Like, I feel like I need to use the toilet. Like, that was just went right over her head to be like, do you want to go to the toilet? In any case, I would have been like, okay, go up and have my baby in the toilet. Thank you very much. No. But the reason for this story is that very sad news had happened with a YouTuber, Nicole Thea. Now, I don't know Nicole whatsoever, but I feel like when you are able to relate yourself to someone, obviously, whereas she was becoming of a mother, and pregnancy is for some, not for all, but for people that are able to enjoy pregnancy, it's such a beautiful experience. And hearing her death of her and her son really shook my spirit, and it really broke me down to a point where I literally cried for 2 days for her. And it's not like me, but this whole story and how it's happened, and me having to put myself in her shoes and actually relate myself to her, because it could have happened to anyone. Of course, I don't know what the cause of death was, but it just really shook my spirit, and it really really broke me down. I just want to send my deepest condolences to her family, her friends, and her partner Bogger. And of course, if there's anything that, I don't know, I'm only one person, but if there's anything that I can do or I can help, 100% I'm here to help. I pray that God protects Bogger's heart, and I pray that he's I pray that he's able to get through. My thoughts are with their family and friends, and I pray God continues to protect him and the family. And from watching Nicole's video and seeing how much her friends loved her, and seeing how much she wanted, she was so happy, and seeing how much she wanted the baby and wanted to be a family with Bogger, I just feel it, like that she's just there with him in spirit, just really trying to comfort him. Yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe. It's been Anne's.
Please check out Nicole's GoFundMe page, which has been created by some of her family members to help them keep her name alive and keep her legacy going. Also to put in action some of the projects that she had wanted to do. Thank you.